Is there a chat back? Is something happening, or let us know and we're back? Uh, it is. I think the stream's back. Could someone check it? Or if chat can hear us, please message chat.
Yeah, you're live. You're live.
We're live.
Yeah. I was asking before you disconnected. Oh, why you can't cast protection from poison?
Pretty much for me, protection from poison is a second level spell, which Gren can only cast first level spells. But instead of picking up another first level spell, since we can't circulate spells in the server, I picked up protection from poison instead of a first level spell, just in preparation.
Oh, okay.
Cool, we're fine. Awesome. We're back. Yeah, now. Oh, we're back. Thank you very much for Alan getting back to me. Cool. Alright, so yes, Trangaru, you'll never lead me astray, as Trangaru runs like a wild puppers. Not like a trained wolf, but like a chihuahua on cocaine down the hallways.
Or like someone learning controls of a new character or body.
It's more like someone learning controls of a new character.
Oh no, the younger brother's playing right now.
Yeah.
Whoever's playing Trangaru is letting their younger brother. Oh golly.
Oh my word! What like complete and utter absurdity. Surging down the forefront. You want to mention something?
Oh no, I was just making a comment about Trangaru. Please continue.
Zanaiko catches sight of what appears to be this shadow-stepping nerd.
He doesn't even do it in a cool way.
He's jumping from side to side, just nicely evading, barely being caught by Zanaiko's eyes. But that means Zanaiko only has to look at Trangaru, who seems to literally be fixated on him.
He has a combat lock on! He's holding down like LR button, and he's like just combat locked onto him.
Look, oh no.
Trangaru's movement. His back starts to get up straight as his arms almost fixate in a rotary motion.
A rotary motion? Is he windmilling his arms right now?
He's windmilling his arms right now, but it's slowly turning into an Olympic sprint.
Sorry, this is really dire circumstance, but this is hilarious.
As the assassin shadow steps through a door, Trangaru jumps in the air, tilts himself sideways, and smashes his head through the door.
What the fuck are you doing, Trangaru? I am concerned for you. We should not have this man as a retainer. He is employed by us.
He's literally saving all of our lives. He literally saved Yasu's life.
He might have saved Yasu's life, but he's like an MMORPG character that doesn't know what's going on. He skips the dialogue cutscenes.
He's like Shield Hero, but with the awareness of, I don't know. Never mind. Except the society loves him, obviously.
Who in the society loves him?
Me, I'm society. Is this bitch in range? I'm gonna light him the fuck up. Or well, just if it's narrative still, that's fine. But I'm ready to throw down.
We enter the gymnasium, and by that I mean this more big room.
Gosh.
As we slide into this new room, the entire area is filled with darkness.
Cute.
The assassin, stopping the chase a little bit, turns on a dime, hurling a dagger backwards towards Zanaiko. We're on rolled AC time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's just a 0. Did I time out of my full ascendance as well?
Yeah, barely.
Okay. Barely?
Oh,
Okay.
oh, so pretty much he waited for you to time out of super mode before he attacked. Y'all glitched, but I assume you said what a jerk.
Did I not fireball him that entire time? I definitely am.
With the dagger sinking in, Zanaiko suffers a measly 14 damage piercing.
Got it. Okay.
What's your max HP right now, is Nanako?
I have 36 and minus 14. I'm at 22.
Oh, and he has advantage because it's dark in here.
Oh, that's cute.
Zanaiko, could you please make me a Constitution saving throw?
Okay. Plus 4. 17.
It seems that blade, as it knocks to the ground, it was poisoned. The hell are you? I swear neither of you are human. No matter. He braces himself for combat.
Behold, death will be brought to you personally by the High Priestess of Becky Durai. And is it my turn or I have to wait still? Did I just waste that line?
It's your turn.
Dwight, please tell me I have one more round of Ascendance still.
He literally played that to the... This guy's just toying with us like goddamn fools.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I wish I could.
That's okay. 3 sorcery points down the drain. We are using Fireball. Or should I just suggest to this ass? Nope. Fireball. Technically 4th level because I used the 3 sorcery points to upcast. Charge is going to be negative. So let me look up. So that is 96 fire damage. /R 9. Oh, actually, you know what? I should also No, I'm gonna see how this goes first. 96 plus, and I don't get to add my modifier.
He definitely doesn't have evasion, right?
He probably does.
I mean, I don't think he's a rogue. I think he's a shadow. Monks get it too.
Monks get it too.
But that monks get it way later.
They get at 7 though. I think that's the same time as rogues. I think. 28 damage, negative charge. And I have dark vision. I'm not scared of the dark. Fuck this bitch.
Yeah, this guy shouldn't have had advantage against you if you have dark vision, unless he has some trait. He probably has some trait.
I don't even think he had advantage.
Oh god.
How's he looking? How's he looking right now?
With Zanaiko reaching his hand forward, a small plume of flame sparks up, illuminating the area a little bit. As it blasts forward, centered immediately on the assassin, it rapidly expands. Zanaiko can feel the just shock away from it, slowly pushing him back a little bit, but not enough to actually knock him back. As the entire ground bursts with brilliant, vibrant flames, the building completely seared and singed onto fire. As the assassin, he takes it. He takes it. He's bloodied, it looks like. The room, large patches of fire start to engulf it.
Aw, adorable. Say hello to my bonus action quicken spell.
Can you quickly copy paste your trait into Twitch chat so people can see it of negative charge, what that means?
Twitch chat? Sorry, I'm using my phone for it.
Never mind then.
Okay.
Sorry.
Quicken spell for... No, I don't have enough economy for this. Frick! No, I don't. makes me so mad. This makes me so mad. Okay. I'm going to quicken spell, and then I could only have one sorcery point after that. No, quicken spell eats 2. Damn it. Okay. Why did I do that? No, that was 100% worth. So he's negative charge right now, and how far is he right now?
Sorry.
He's
He
25
is
feet away?
proper distance. That is proper distance.
Okay. I'm going to. No, I can't. Quicken spell.
That is 35, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I keep misreading I keep thinking quicken spell is like based on the level, but it's just a flat 2, right? Yeah. Damn it! I don't have anything for bonus actions right now. Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna fly up, and how high is the ceiling right now?
The ceiling's higher. It's about, give or take, 12 feet tall. It's
Okay.
also on fire.
Got it.
Oh.
Bonus action I could use. I'm going to eat some sorcery points to regain, or some spell slots to get sorcery points back. Sorcery. I'm so sorry. Let me just get the equation real quick. Bonus action. I'm gonna sacrifice 2 first level spell slots and a second level spell slot because I could stack them, right?
Yeah.
So
you can,
I'm gonna.
you can trade as many as you want.
Cool. So 2 first levels. So I'm at 1 spell slot and 1 second level, and I'm gonna regain 7. Oh no, that's too much. Sorry, I can only go to a max of 7. So that means only one spell slot, level 1 spell slot to regain 2. Okay. And then I'm so sorry for this bookkeeping. And then that leaves me with yeah, and then 1 second level spell slot. So I'm back at full 7. And that's my bonus action. Sorry for the wait.
Okay.
And
Zeniko surges with blue energy as it swirls around him.
It's not even intimidating for anybody, realistically. 14-year-old kid, fireball, and then blue energy.
And as I'm crackling with energy, I kind of like levitate upwards and towards. Actually, just upwards. Yeah. That's my turn.
Block Trangaru.
Locking on, Trangaru meets the assassin head to head. As he just Spartan runs up before taking an immediate battle stance. The assassin is incredibly confused on what the hell Trangaru is even doing. Taking a look at the fire around him, Trangaru reaches down with his sword in hand. His eyes narrow as he quickly moves in for a solid strike across the chest, going in for 2 stabs as a follow-up. But not stabs with his sword. Trangaru goes in for 2 stabs with his knee, jabbing in twice.
Stabbing knee.
Your movements are so robotic. Well, were you trained by a monster? Wouldn't you like to know? Actually, I'd prefer I didn't. With his blade now reaching into his next hand, the assassin comes downwards with a strike towards Trangaru. Fainting out He plunges the mace down across Trangaru's head.
Ha, he has nothing inside that head.
Oh gosh.
It's super not effective. Or, unless that was a crit, it might jump his brain to be normal again. Oh no, was that a crit?
The hit lands directly on Trangaru. Bleeding. It looks pretty bad as Trangaru is knocked unconscious.
How is Assassin bloodied?
Assassin is bloodied.
That's his turn.
Now about you, Flyboy. Zenny.
Tell me, do you truly believe in the cause that caused you to harm my brother? Or are you just some fool sycophant following the beck and call of a much fatter fool?
Ooh,
trying to get
damn!
around
Big
it.
words for a 14-year-old.
Yeah, I like reading it. He really hopes he says that right. He learned from Kiro.
That's the best part. I don't have to tell you nothing.
Oh, but you will. And my hand reaches out like in a flash of light. And as a bonus action, I spend 5 sorcery points to gain a 3rd level spell slot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I then cast. Almost out of my arms, like fireflies or embers off of wood, start flying and swirling around my hand and start circling him like a cone of a cyclone as I cast sleep at 3rd, using a 3rd level spell slot, but then sacrifice another sorcery point to upcast using expanse of this high priestess, thus making it a 4th level sleep spell. And I'm going to use actually positive, no negative charge. Yeah, I'm going to keep it negative. So that means I'm casting sleep at a 4th level, 2d8 per. So it's base 5d8 at 1, 7d8 at 2, 9d8 at 3, and then 11d8 at 4th level. So /R, 11d8. I don't know if this is going to work. For 46 hit points. I'm making it so that Trangaru doesn't get affected. Sorry?
I mean, he's unconscious, so I mean...
Okay.
He's not going to be affected anyways.
Okay.
It only it targets the highest health.
Isn't it the lowest health?
Or lowest health. I mean, regardless, you'll be spending 0 points to knock someone out. Or 1 point at minimum.
Point is, 46 should be able to make him unconscious if he's bloodied by 28 damage.
Yeah, I just had to quickly reload roll 20 because
good job on being the villain and using sleep.
I wouldn't even shame that. It was good.
Thank you. I'm gonna mind rend him later on, but I'm very tired.
I'm glad we have someone who we can beat the living hell out of.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm glad about.
As long as you pull them out of the fire before it spreads too much, or you have a way of putting out the fire.
So if this lands, yeah?
With the soothing aroma of sleep, the assassin, fully expecting another fireball, drops to the ground.
Right before as his eyes waver, I say, I can't wait to learn everything from you. Then blackness for him.
Ooh, Zanako pissed.
If combat is over, this could be NPC'd, but essentially bonus action healing. I'll spend a spell slot to healing word Trangaru. And then I'm assuming Trangaru has rope on him for whatever reason, and I'm gonna bind up this assassin. But yeah, we could go to Barangu if that all works out.
Let's go to the Bringo.
Never mind, Tanaka, you did the perfect play. Holy fuck.
Thank you.
With Barangu running through the hallways, he steps forward a little bit more, and something seems off. As he rushes past the room, he notices that the door doesn't seem to be there. Like, he could swear that this is where their room was. Even the numbers on the doors, they don't line up. There's
He'll
one missing.
charge past it because it shouldn't be full walls, right? Like, I assume it's like Japanese style of like... I assume it's Japanese style of like paper walls, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care, I'm gonna go into the room.
Welcome to initiative.
Heck yeah. I assume I walk into nothing.
Oh, the door was still open. It was an illusion.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad you
no.
had that knuckle crack. Listen, I'm gonna beat some sexism out and back into this man. All women are queens!
Awesome.
And my brother is a queen! You bitch gotta fucking take down Umyu?
I'm so sorry for sending her there. I'm so sorry.
Is it Barangu?
To say that Wanda is, I will have the associate thing is properly.
Barangu and me gets out his blade upon combat initiative.
To say the least. To say the least. Oh wait, where's Branger? There he is. It appears that Umu has been brought down by some sort of... It almost looks like a blow dart. Like just a dart of some sorts, but it's clear that it's not something that's shot out of a tube.
Using illusions.
Lambda is bloodied, to say the least. And Assassin 2 is pretty much untouched.
I assume Barangu's at full health because we've had a lot of time to rest since last time he was in combat.
Yeah, his token's just not updated.
Using poisons and illusions, and harming those of Becky DeRai. You are no citizen here. An assassin has been spotted, hidden behind a wall of illusions where my voice is coming from.
Not another one.
I assume he doesn't look like Becky DeRai citizen just based off of bias.
Bias, yes.
Cool, and 65 is my max. I assume at 65 HP.
You are currently at full health, yes.
Flee now and you will live for at least... Flee now and you will at least live for another day.
Flee now and you'll live for another day?
At least you will live for another day. Pretty much saying, yo, dude, I got my eyes on you. if you flee now, you can at least live for another day. Is it said? Yeah. Saying he's obviously he's not gonna let him go, but like this is well actually no. Like if he runs, he's going to make sure that his Barengu's intent is clear of slay this guy and then go about his business. But realistically, if he leaves, Barengu's not going to chase this man. He's going to make sure, one, the woman who's collapsed is safe, and two, Yazoo is safe. Barengu's not going to go chasing this man outside this room.
Consider it done.
Barengu's turn, though?
It's Barengu's turn, but the assassin's response is consider it done.
He has no honor, right?
Very little.
That was not an offer. As fleeing and... Oh wait, no, never mind. He says consider it done. He doesn't need to explain himself. He can just hex this guy on stealth. Dexterity.
Dexter.
Hex this guy on dexterity. Which way is the assassin facing?
Right. He's facing Lambda.
Barengu will walk up behind him and
as a reaction, he is going to respond.
What is he doing?
Running away.
Cool. He is still hexed with Dex. Where is he? I assume like a reaction runaway.
Yes.
He's outside the room.
Mm-hmm.
He's absolutely going to come back, though. That's a problem.
Very much so. I wouldn't trust this man. He was the one who was sitting in the corner waiting while all of us left.
Nonetheless, 5 points of lay on hands. Can I just tell from looking at Umiyu if she's bleeding out or if is she bleeding out or just unconscious?
Bleeding out.
So 1 point. Fuck no! I need to do more. I can't tell if there's any poisons, right?
No, but he's a dishonorable rogue.
Okay, I am going to give... Fuck, I'm only level 3. Fuck, okay, the question is, can I do 10 points of lay on hands, 1 to heal 5 HP, and all at once? And then 5 to heal, 5 to remove poisons? I assumed I couldn't, but can I?
Technically, the answer is, as of current moment, no. I do know that you can technically train the ability to do so, but at the current moment, no.
I am so...
And I do know that's 100% a training thing.
Golly, okay. I don't think Barengu's well-versed in poisons. I know what this poison is metagaming-wise. What would Barengu do as NPC? Just because I don't want to metagame. I'm thinking way too much into it because I know the poison's dealing damage. I assume he'd heal and then remove poison, right?
Yes.
Would he heal 1 or would he heal 5?
It's Umiyu. He'd probably heal closer to 10 if he could.
If I heal 10, I wanted to heal 10, but I need to save 5 points for my brother. So, 5 for Umiyu, for healing her, and then next turn, I will have to, come back and get rid of that poison. Ah, golly. as he is definitely, expecting the assassin to come back and is protecting Umu.
So 5 to Umu.
Yeah, he doesn't know about the bleed effect.
I have him traced. He's not going to get far.
Do you have any sort of healing? Does this Lambda... This is the first time being alone with other Lambda. Is this the same Lambda, or is this, like... Because, honestly, Brenga is, like, weird split-off clone. Yeah, I've heard about this. But I kind of don't think that's a thing. I know there's spirits and stuff. But does this person seem like the same Lambda as the one he met?
Visually, this one has, like, dark hair compared to the other one, which had fiery bright hair.
I'm not talking about just the visuals. I'm talking about how she acts and how she holds herself. She is very much like Barangu saw her for a fair bit during the games and looked at her. Can I do a free insight check as Alan writes it? Also, Barangu is not a spirit. He is a human who has talked to spirits. Just as a head clarifier. I'll do an insight.
Yeah, you can. I don't know the varying effect of it, but we can definitely pull it off.
It's like, yeah.
No. He has to look into it more, but from this, no. I have limited healing, but I can for sure spare some on Umu.
Nods. And then... It's too dangerous for you to go after this assassin. Make sure that he doesn't re-enter. And guard the perimeter until guards arrive.
For the next hour, I'll know where he goes.
Nods. As is combat over?
Combat, for all intents and purposes, is over.
Cool. 5 on Umu, remove poison, and 5 on Yazoo once I get the chance. AK, I might just end up, getting the wall to be broken down. As if people do show up past the illusions, I want to essentially have people stationed to keep an eye out. As Barangu will pull, the king, not necessarily pull the king card, but will be acting as a king and pretty much being like, yes, you do this, keep an eye out, keep the pressure on, taking a role of filling in a partial role for the general, since Yazoo is unconscious.
It's pretty hectic, and Barangu has never fully done anything like this before.
I'm gonna roll a charisma check. I guess probably
Persuasion if you want. Persuasion if you want.
Persuasion is... I am definitely proficient in it. So that's a +8 now because proficiency bonus is up. As just doing the best job I can. 18 is good enough. So, within this world, healing does not bring people to consciousness when you're at 0 HP or negative. It's, if you're at, bleeding out and you get healed, they do not wake up. As it is just the hardcore kind of version of this, yeah. If there's a way to get Yazoo conscious, that's probably he needs a Naiko back.
The only person we've seen that was able to bring someone up like that
was Hill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go to one more scene that we don't technically need to watch because it has no real value.
Ah, okay.
Do us in toy?
Organizing around Toy wipes some blood off of his blade. He seems to be a little injured. Actually, one moment. Do you mind if we intermission? Sorry for this.
Yes, intermission.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
do
that's great.
intermission.
I'm gonna grab some snacky snooze.
Snacky snooze. Everyone can do snacky snooze. Well, how about we set a 5-minute timer? Do you want? Oh, golly. So at like 1:40, hopefully we'll be back, and if we are back early, we won't start until 1:40. Just so if people want to go off somewhere.
And I'm back.
I too have returned.
Welcome back. Thank you for putting that fool to sleep.
Thank you for thank you for not dying. Please don't die. Please.
Oh, I almost did. Yeah, I almost did. I ended up relapsing in poison, and then Lambda used healing word on me.
Oh, thank gosh.
I have returned.
got-
Did I miss anything?
No, we actually both just got back.
Cool, cool. Everyone survived that, right?
Yeah.
Yes, please explain relapsing in poison.
Yeah, I ended up going down, like, death save wise. Lambda was able to healing word to get me back up, and then I passed.
Shout out Lambda.
Okay, you passed a death save. Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually stable now.
Oh, I'm gonna stop my face of being just.
That
So
could
you
have
were
been the
like
end of the
one failed
generation.
death save from being dead.
Oh yeah, literally one fail.
I'm sorry.
I should.
I'm
Next
going
time
to
this
work out.
happens, we need to create a poll on like in chat of like, will yes who survive? Yes or no?
That's not funny, but it is. But it's not.
That was horrifying.
I don't know how I'm going to be carrying two bodies. I think I might positively charge Trangaru
Do
and
you
hold
have
them in
create
one
water?
hand. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you.
You might just be able to help stop the fire and like.
All right. I'm definitely tying up this fool and using my sense of touch to make sure that it's like as secure as possible from that perspective. And I think I might just negative charge the fool and like literally kick him so I don't have to carry him.
The normal response.
I mean, he tried to kill you. He could have had worse fates.
I'm more offended he's a shadow monk.
Oh, he is not. I'm pretending I didn't see that. Shadow monks would never do me wrong ever. He's not a shadow monk.
Yeah, he probably just has a trait at level 3 or something. There was more of them than I expected. There was, wasn't there? I found this. Handing over a small little emblem. Toy passes it to Duos. Seems that someone's forgetting to de-emblem themselves. First rule of being a spy and all. As Duos holds the piece up to his eye. It sits right beside the small tower in the distance. Well, small is the way to put it. It's 13 stories and in many cases is known as the gathering place for the heads of the forces. What do you think? Think they're trying to stop us from taking charge? They're not all a unity together. But it means that one of the leaders has some sinister plans in mind. Duos flips the emblem, dashing it in his pocket. Good thinking, Mr. Polo. We've managed to contain the fire. We found many more fires being started. I think they planned to burn down the building and everyone inside it. No doubt to cover their tracks. Shameful behavior. As Toy looks towards the sun, it's best we meet up with that accomplice. The quicker we can organize ourselves, the more standing we will have. Yes. First, let us make sure our Lord is fine. Your Lord. And by association, yours. Besides, you don't dislike him anyways. I'm not a fan of his nose. Beyond that, he seems fine.
Has a real punchable nose. Not a face, a nose.
Alright, Vice Commander. Shall we be off? Yes, do us. I guess we shall.
I'm still reeling in the fact that you almost died while you were asleep by the gods.
Thanks, God.
I need to talk to Lambda alone, and I need to be like, hey, Zanayako, this can be out in public. Do the Zanayako thing and commune with the gods.
So you want me to do that in public, you said?
It doesn't matter if it isn't public. Like, the first time I see you, I'm probably going to say, Zanayako, I believe it is time for you to commune with the gods about Yasu's unconscious state. It is dangerous if he stays sleeping any longer due to anything other than external injuries.
Okay. I hand you the body of the assassin. I put him under a sleep spell, but he might cause some ruckus. He has the ability to teleport through darkness, so be aware of that.
So we need to make sure everything around him within 60 feet is lit up. Or perhaps we should double it to be safe and...
Should I try? Sorry, I'm really tired. Do you want me to try reading his mind first or waking up brother by speaking with the gods?
Our family comes first.
Okay. And I look at Yazu.
I will ensure myself that this... I assume I don't see him as a citizen at all. Outsider. Is stripped of all of their belongings.
Okay. I look over to Yazu and just how vulnerable and just battered he is, and can't help but feel like a failure in a way, even though he hasn't like said that out loud. And he reaches out and reaches out with two hands onto Yazu's one good hand, and places his head down on his body, and then his head throws back, and his eyes kind of, I guess, light up. I guess I'll cast light on my eyes. I'll be dramatic. It's fine. As I try to commune with the gods, I say each of their names while my head's buried in his chest, and then I take a deep inhale, and I guess I do a prayer check. I don't know if I have any channel divinity, but I don't really. D100.
The point I was making as Brenger wasn't necessarily roll a D100. It was just, commune with the gods, aka just do regular prayers. We don't need to do it right away, but pretty much start doing your prayers, like, do it the nice, cordial way of doing the High Priestess thing of communing with the gods in order to pretty much get an answer from them. But it's not a right away thing. It's just starting to commune with the gods to get the answers.
Okay, I'll yeah. Can I do both the D100 and that? I'll do some High Priestessy stuff. What else? What else did I learn I could do? I could make I could make rice pit wine in tribute. Maybe, I don't know if that makes him happy. I'll do a lot of things before I do the prayer check. Oh, if it's allowed, I'll do a lot of things in tribute to all of them, as well. Maybe making little totems or dances or songs.
And you aren't asking them to fix it. You're just asking for guidance of, oh, hey, when is this going to be happening? When is the divine providence going to be finished? Is essentially Brengu's point. You can do something else if you want, but that was pretty much Brengu's mentality.
Please reveal to me your plans. My heart breaks for my brother. Give me the strength to see what you all see. I guess that's what I say.
The Nayako contacts with the gods. He can feel something on his shoulder.
Is it a hand? A hand beep? I'm joking.
You're referencing the other campaign.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, brother. I'm awake now.
Is the voice coming from the hand behind me or like the body in front of me?
It's Yazu.
Wait.
There's a
Okay.
hand on your shoulder, but then Yazoo speaks unrelated to the hand, quote unquote.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure where the voice was coming from. I start. Zanaiko's face just goes fully into his chest and starts sobbing and like just joy and adrenaline.
Although I have been stabbed, I think. And I think I may have some broken ribs.
Oh, sorry.
From the feeling of it, I think my arm might be broken as well.
Oh gosh.
Branger, I assume, hears all this happening.
Mm-hmm.
And have a little chat with Lambda first.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my last first level spell slot for healing word. D4.
Jacket?
Actually,
I can buy you a jacket. We can sell my house
I'm
to
gonna be wise
acquire
about
you
this.
a
Does Coulson come
surplus
back?
of
Of
jackets.
jackets! Sorry.
Sorry?
Thank you for the subscription, Sarge.
Oh, that's awesome. I'll have Coulson like put in all of his first level cure wounds into Yazoo if he's come back.
Coulson has not returned back yet.
Gosh. I'm sorry, my energy is faint, but I know Coulson will gladly lay his hands to help ease the pain.
The pain is something I can deal with. I can deal with pain, brother. I'm not so good with injury. I will live.
Yes, you will. And
done fight both Lu, Boo, Umu, Trangaru, Lambda, and yourself. Who did this, brother?
I will, with every fiber of my being, I will find out and joyfully whisper the secrets I learn straight into the ear of the man they tried to kill. I just need a really good nap first.
Take your deserved rest.
I'll make sure
You
that
did
we're
good,
safe
brother.
first. Sorry?
You did good, brother. Thank you.
Trying to turn away from tearing up at that. We only do good if you stay alive. Don't go sneezing too hard or anything, alright? And I'm turning away looking out the window. Hey, Barangu!
Window's a door.
the door, the hole in the wall. And I'll go get Barangu for you. I'm sure he'll be glad to see you face to face. And
There
I'm
are other
assuming
people
they're
around
having
in the room
conversation.
currently, right?
Yeah.
Just before Zanako walks off.
Mm-hmm. Oh, to you. I was gonna go to you anyway. But
Yeah.
Cool. Go ahead. And I'm assuming we cut to Barangu and Lambda having a talk.
I must ask you, Lambda. This having yourself split in two business is not something I'm very quite used to accepting straight away. Are you able to speak on your honor and your word that it is true?
I've experienced it myself. But I see the other me as more family than, well, a copy. Like, we're twins, but the twin part came later in life.
My plans are to work together with them in the end. I do not want any sort of civil war, if anything along those lines. From what I understand, they have their own followers.
Yes, that would be true. Lambda seems a lot more passive than her sister.
Would you then have any
really
claim to the throne
unnerving.
yourself? And do you happen to have sort of retainers as well?
No. I don't possess any of these things. The only leadership I wanted was protect people. Even then, I wasn't as good as a leader as she was.
Shh, Alan, don't tell them. I see. It is not anything to be ashamed of. Everyone has their own path in life. As it seems like your sister and mine overlap more than I would have ever expected it to. You know her better than I. Do you believe she would be willing to work with us?
I believe as long as she saw you as someone looking forward and growing Becky Durai, I think she would. Someone who was important to the people. From even my own knowledge, there's many things that we share, but many experiences that differed. We've seen the bottom of what people can do. The lows that people who call themselves citizens will go to. And it's vast. It's large.
He doesn't know the person he's practically holding in his hands. Well, not Umu holding in his hands, but like the person who's nearby, the unconscious body of the assassin. He is not letting that thing out of his sights at this point.
There's many darker secrets to Becky Durai. Many more dishonorable people.
I suppose I'm no stranger to that, although I must say I haven't seen it too frequently. Let me tell you of a bit of how I am a king. I live in the light to lead by example, but I know of these darknesses as well. Maybe not as if they were my own. Perhaps that is the one thing I have wrong. That I do not inherit the darkness of our country. But I do not believe we should shy away from such darkness and believe it doesn't exist. One of my own retainers is more akin to that darkness, as I believe it is the job of those who enter the shadows to enter them, so they may be able to tell those in the light where to go and where to find those shadows, so they can illuminate it. Not to stumble into that darkness themselves and lose themselves to its allure of an easy victory. Because in the end, the easy victory is just an illusion. Tell me, is this something you and your sister would believe in?
I believe that she's a lot more akin to illuminating those darknesses. But she's more akin not to simply get rid of them. I believe that she would probably try everything in her power. Not just to shine a light, but instead. I'm bad with metaphors and innuendos and things, I'm sorry.
I understand what you're saying.
I think you try and make the people who prey on the darkness see the light. Not by force, but by understanding.
Indeed, and that is what I do by leading. I suppose that my view of the darkness is much skewed by my father. I'm thinking more of demons of the such like that. As for our own people, those who have not fallen into depravity, it is best to make sure that we don't attack our own kin, as the teachings of Hakumba. Laughs a bit, just like a friendly laugh, not laughing at her, but there's a bit of a miscommunication there. Metaphors are kind of a weird thing.
The pagoda.
Pagoda? What?
The pagoda.
What's a pagoda?
Pagoda.
Pagoda? What's a pagoda?
The tower.
Oh,
That's
she says the
where the assassin
pagoda.
is going.
Hmm?
I lost the ability to track them, but they're going towards the pagoda.
I see. Before we can make a large stir, we must make sure we have the forces necessary in order to secure that location. You must regroup and lick our wounds.
Rangu notices Danaiko's approach.
I suppose I do not know your strengths, Lambda? But I am sure that you will be able to make the best use of it. If you need some direction, I'll make sure to give you it in a moment, as he'll turn his attention to Zanaiko.
I just wordlessly cover my hand with cloth so I can hold yours and not get stuck. Just wordlessly guide you towards Yazoo.
Cool, I'll motion Lambda to keep an eye on the body first then.
I think I'll join her too, actually. And I'll before I go, said like, that was very wise counsel of you, brother. They've brought him back. I'll let you guys catch up, okay? And I leave with the sweetest smile and like the whole like close your eyes, smile, head tilt thing, and then immediately literal and figurative 180 of like my face kind of darkening as I look at the assassin, and my knuckles are just like bone white and clenched.
Y'all legit absolutely solidified that one line of guidance. Legit just solidified like everything for Barangu's theology.
Yay!
I'm glad to see you're alive and safe. You've been unconscious for, I believe, almost ever since you arrived at this town.
It is a shame. I haven't been able to take in the sights.
Indeed. You do remember that dream, correct? I wish to confirm that first. That dream which was not a dream, of course.
It was no dream.
Hmm?
It was no dream.
Nods.
I believe it was more kin to astral projection, though I know nothing about that topic, other than one's soul leaving their body, even for a split moment or a second.
I believe at the end of the road that those who attacked you, behind those people will be the demons that have been manipulating the scenes behind our back, putting us at the disadvantage. As he's definitely making sure no one else hears that as he says that. So you can smile at that. We're getting closer and closer to unraveling that darkness.
Yes, I do believe that's so. At least one step.
Let me relieve your worries as well. I believe I have found the right path for the four of us, as in the four royals.
Path. What do you take it?
Do not panic when I say this. But I believe it is my charge to step down from being king and take a different role. A role more that of an emperor might take. A role that has knowledge upon all three of the king, priestess, and general positions, so that they might guide them, while assisting in many other ways.
You would leave the king position to Lambda.
I'm certain I could fill that position. But I do not believe that Becky Dry will need two kings. As one patient will only need one doctor, unless the situation is critical enough, I suppose. But even then, you would want a doctor and nurses instead. I suppose the metaphors are getting away from me. The point is, if we were both doing the same position, then
we wouldn't have unloaded effort.
Yeah, Brangan nods. However, unlike Lambda, I've had the luxury of growing up next to both you and Zanayako, so I know you a lot better than her. Perhaps in title of the outside world I shall remain king, but assuming once I speak to the gods, everything is clarified, then I believe that is the right course of action to take.
If it is your choice, I support it. I would come to a different conclusion.
I wish to hear it.
I think that you should stay as king. Do as you say. It is the essential guise of the king to make sure that we're together. I think that Lambda, the fourth one, I think instead of you stepping down from that role and taking up another, instead we instate a new role for her.
What is this
We've
role?
already instated the roles of our own. They've been passed down. We've seen what happens when change of destiny takes place. You were destined to be king. She was destined to be king. But only in competition. I believe, since you grew with us, the title of your position should stay king. And we should instead instate her something more akin to a prime minister. Alleviate all these triplet factions who still remain in the states of Tralimba, of Hinika, of Koibriana. Instead, make her the prime minister. We do not need three separate designations.
That is wise words. In fact, they're quite swaying. It is nothing that we must make the decision with haste with, however.
No. We must speak with her first. As for me, I cannot fire my bow with my arm like this. And movement is hard.
We will be questioning the prisoner soon enough. Rest for now, as when there's more information to be spread, we shall spread it. It will take some time to gather, however, as... Are you up to the task of leading by word? Or do you wish to leave the strategy to myself? Or, yeah, the word to myself. AKA, are you ready to get back to business? Do you want to be like strategizing in the corner, or do you want to just like rest? I can pretty much, give out your word essentially.
I will stay here. I will work in order to make this. I will get back to work. But I do believe there's one thing that we must go forward on. We must part ways. Once we gather the information from the assassin, it is my job as the general to make sure that it all goes through according to plan.
I assume it's not noon, right?
No. You got some time. You got some good time.
Cool.
I
assume we kind of time skip and kind of get all the general information we need. Maybe do the mind read in character?
I was gonna finish a sentence.
Never mind, sorry.
I think it's best that Zenai goes to continue finding these cults, disbanding them, continuing with the will of the gods, and I think it's best that you continue as well. We won't be at full strength because we won't be together. But it is needed. If I am always doing my job in association with the two of you, then I will have less experience when I'm forced to act alone. This is a military issue, and as the general, I can't simply sit aside. Let me do this one, once you gather and interrogate the prisoner.
Am I in earshot of this? Because this would probably piss Zanago off, just on terms of self-care. And the idea of splitting up. Is this any...
I feel like
Probably
Zanago
not.
would probably be within earshot of that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
He is.
I have the grumpiest, not even the grumpiest, but Zanako think it's a grumpy face, but it's actually a really like kind of killer instinct face that I was using on the unconscious assassin. I turn over and almost looks like I'm still gliding towards you, but my feet are on the ground. Brother, we just got you back. You are still regaining your strength. A braided cord is stronger than a single strand.
But from what I understand, he's been resting for about a week now. I'm sure he's rested up more than enough. In fact, I'm sure that the rest would only do worse for his mental state.
And how are you going to protect yourself? How are we going to protect each other? You said so yourself, you can't fire your bow.
You're forgetting that that is what retainers are for.
Even when I could fire my bow. Well, it is the will and strength of those around me. I will have not only one, not two, but I could have potentially 3 retainers with me.
Not to mention, the general should be able to gather an army quite nicely.
Guys, I got the other one. I got the other assassin. I got the other assassin. As Coulson transforms back into human form.
Still,
Clearly dead, I take it?
Clearly dead.
my physicality is very high tensed and very like there's so much like I'm clenching my fists like insane.
There's much work to get done. Let us make haste and get started.
There's a blind spot here. You want me to go and dismantle multiple cults with just me and Coulson?
Kinda like,
Where's Barangu gonna go off to? I know you're gonna be meeting with Lambda, but the fact is we're scattered. We scraped by here without the favor of the divine watching over us, weaving our fates. We would have easily been erased. We would have easily been taken away from each other. And why are we splitting up again? We know that we're supposed to be here together. Whatever we face, it shouldn't be alone.
we will not.
Sorry, go ahead.
Barangu will, like, kneel down in front of Zanayako. And Barangu was going to, like, put his hand on his shoulder, but he specifically will not do this. Even though, he's just, like, looking at Zanayako with a meaningful look. Even though we may not be apart, and we might not be able to be next to one another again, we are not alone. Even in the most depraved of states, where we are isolated, our hearts are still with our brethren. We are not going to be running off into danger. You will not be going alone with just one retainer. We need to make sure we lick our wounds and regather our strength. And that is what we need to do now. There's danger immediately, so we must tackle that danger first together. And once the danger is past, we are able to gather our things and head off separately. But even in that separation, Zanayako, we will always be together.
Just kind of like frustrated still, but nods.
I'm sure you'll understand one day, if you do not already understand it. But our souls are intertwined. Not just through our bond of royalty, but as a bond of brothers. He'll pound his chest a bit of like just, you know.
An unbreakable braid.
There are no frays between us. That is why I'm certain we will be fine.
I kind of just like look over Branko's shoulder to Coulson, and I kind of like gesture for Coulson to like, hey, could you set that guy down and like lay on hands, my bro? I do like the whole like defibrillator hands thing on. I mime it towards Yazoo. He picks it up. I don't know if it got communicated at all.
I don't know what you just did, but Beringer was standing up and probably missed it.
Yep.
What did you just do?
I was just trying to wordlessly mime for Coulson to cast like all of his lay on hands on Yazoo essentially. If I need to just say it, I can just say it.
Justin, are you there?
Snake?
If I have to do that whole monologue again, I won't have to because we have the VOD. Thank goodness for the VOD.
Unless the VOD got glitchy, then that would just be double devastation.
I can't do this monologue again. That was an in-the-moment monologue.
That was real good. That was good.
That was me going like full force. You call that cringe? I call that heart. And the bond between brothers.
Oh man. And take two.
And take two. Something about you, me, here, us, go away. We have business to do. God damn it, Zanako. 87 seconds like way less heart-wrenching.
Quit your crying. We're gonna kick some ass and split off. Okay.
I talk to my wife and take names, but my wife is unconscious, so I'm only gonna take names.
Let me see. Cure wound.
That went so differently. How did it go in your head, out of curiosity? Oh, golly. I mean, we got time to talk to chat while we wait for Justin to, like, exist again.
Oh, yeah. Let me pull up chat.
I assume someone walked into the...
I like... You got that line from,
Absolutely! I got the... Our souls are intertwined. Oh, my wife is unconscious.
I didn't see that until afterwards. I was like, oh, that was a really nice line. And then I saw it in the chat. I was like...
Thanks for helping me cringe.
That was great.
I never thought I'd use chat like that, but no. Absolutely abuse chat. Thank you, Alan.
Alan Wright gets a writer's credit. There you go.
Oh, but you just autumned that line. Get it? Because autumn makes a ton of fun. So like, you know.
No, I'm serious. We actually have to pay Alan now. He's getting a writing credit for to put him his name.
One line writer's credit.
Your souls are intertwined by Alan Wright. Specifically. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I already paid. I got paid. From what I understand, it's
that's not how jobs work, Alan. They're supposed to pay you. No.
Hold on. That's like a 0.01%, right? So let's just double this up. Okay, 250 because I get 50% of the $5 apparently. Times by 3. I'm doing. Oh wait, yeah, times by 3, 4 now, and then it is times 0.01. No, 0.01. Maybe it would be 0.001. What is one line in this entire stream? Out of curiosity, what percentage would you think that is?
I have no
because that's
clue.
like not 1%. Would it be 1%?
I mean,
Or we do like 0.1% or 0.01%?
I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I don't math too good.
I'm gonna say one line out of all the lines we speak is gonna be a 0.1%. Oh, that's way too. $10 for one line? I don't think I did my math right. I don't. Oh, I did not do it right. I did plus, not times. That makes sense. I was very confused. You get 1 cent!
All right, put it in the bank, Alan Wright. A-dubs.
Don't worry, I'll do the same thing that Twitch does. When you get to $100, they'll pay you. Cough, cough, calling out Twitch. I'll bump it up to 1%, so that's like 10 cents. Oh no.
You spoil them. Spoiling them.
Remember, Alan, I owe you 10 cents in the future.
And ooh, look at that math.
Don't worry, I did record all of that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Don't have to redeliver those lines. That's good.
Yeah. Essentially, Barenga said, "Don't worry, I'm gonna kill Yazoo off screen," and then Znaiko was like, "I'll help you, bro." And then he winked Coulson, and they both hid the drugs in the bed.
And the alcohol. And the
Mhm.
alcohol.
Funny thing is, in Brengu's mind, one of the plans that they established is okay with that. The other plan they established, it's not okay that Brengu did that. Like, it has to do this.
Sorry, this is a TJ question. Why are we splitting up? So wait, so we're gonna kick the. We are gonna fight the assassin group.
Theoretically, we might tackle the problem in front of us together, unless we are on top of it.
Okay.
And then after that, you have cults to deal with. I have the sacred lands. And the final thing is that Yazoo has the entire military, which, cough cough, we're going to discover pretty gosh darn quickly, is trying to kill Yazoo.
Cool.
As much as I'd love to tackle things together, we have too many things that we kind of need to split focus and use our retainers properly and hire more people to do.
Okay.
Brengu already proven that he can secure a sacred lands with 3 people. So all Brengu needs is 3 people.
Ooh.
As it is a matter of Brengu believes in Zanaiko to be able to achieve his goals.
I mean, okay.
We've been together far too long. We have to split the party to make it a challenge.
I don't know I'm gonna survive. Like, the closest, I've sent away all of my retainers, and I could maybe pick up that level 2 Winter Soldier guy. But yeah. Gosh. Okay.
He's got to get ready on his hero initiative.
Oh gosh.
Realistically, the whole sending Inferno out is kind of one of the worst things we could have done. But at the same time,
With
hopefully
Hill.
we can mate up with Lambda and steal some of her people.
Oh right, the Royal Guard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Coulson, did Coulson understand the miming for healing Yazoo with all of his? So that's like, you want me to
He
roll
did.
for those?
I didn't roll for anything
I'll do it. Yeah.
because I didn't know if
fine.
you wanted to.
So 9, 8, and 9. Oh,
I
good
assume
boy.
Yazoo can stop Coulson in between if you get to full, even though I know that's not going to get you to full.
That's not full at all.
Not full at all.
It's like barely not bloodied almost. Yazoo's got a lot of health.
Can someone? I don't trust Zanaiko actually tying stuff properly. Maybe I'll go up to Lambda. Hey, Lambda, do you know a lot about knots?
I think, I don't know what
Where are we
Brangu's
at?
doing. I assume Brangu's kind of... Sorry.
I can announce. I'm about to interrogate this guy. Hey,
I can-
Lambda. Oh, go ahead.
I can tie knots, yes?
Oh, can you just make sure they're all secure? I'm about to dive into his mind, and yeah, I want to make sure he doesn't run away.
Ensure all the area is well lit up. That way, if
Oh,
he
go ahead.
does rely on the shadows like some do, that he will not be able to achieve it. I assume, did Branko remove all his stuff already?
Yeah, his equipment is mainly just weapons.
Cool. He
Good,
didn't
good,
find the
good, good.
badge like the other guy, because this guy's actually smarter.
Mm-hmm.
As
Hey,
Duis
cool.
is waiting for them, as Barengu will make sure that like the masses are well organized-ish, leaving it to Yazoo, but pretty much using his charisma. And once Yazoo has his focus, eventually heading off all the military people to Yazoo.
Anyone who's willing to take a hand.
Yeah, Barengu is doing the king thing of riling up and gathering people and spreading the word, essentially.
Oh, you know what? I'm having a, I'm having a spy big brain moment.
Barengu
Um,
will also did Barengu yeah, Barengu knows the system's up, so if anything he might even like try and not half-heartedly get the town criers to kind of do the local news of this. He's assuming
Just
that he's not going to be able to, because I don't know what the system is or if Barengu knows how to properly do it. But getting the town criers involved sounds like a good idea. That way,
blow it up.
literally cause it so they will have to make a move. Stirring up the hornet's nest. Y'all have done this. Town alarms are off. Hey, there's an assassination attempt on the general. It failed.
Your assassins failed. What are you gonna do about it? Like almost like bragging, but not really.
Not bragging. It's literally just spreading the information. It is strategically just to get the people to know, get the townsfolk to know, get the people's suspicious lookouts, have people able to report the crime if they see something like sketched up, and pretty much just have that so it's in the conscious awareness and force the assassins to make a move, whether it is by trying to bribe somebody to try and shut the information down, which they won't be able to, or to leave town. But everyone's looking around, so when they leave town, it's going to be a lot more of a
Super
trouble.
obvious.
Probably don't mention the whole center of town thing, because Barengu doesn't fully trust that as a legitimate source. At least the one guy was skilled enough to get away with disadvantage in dexterity saving throws, where he wasn't caught with disadvantage, meaning he probably knows how to give a false pretense of, oh yeah, they're going to this location. That location could be real, it could be their home base, but more likely they're off. Barengu doesn't trust it in the slightest. We still need to go there and double check. But Barengu is skeptical and will not believe anything that comes from these people. He will only believe it when he confirms it with with a citizen, or if he finds another non-citizen.
Roger.
As Barengu's doing the king thing and pretty much listening to the general and being the action behind it, sort of, pseudo. But doing all the political side of things, yeah.
He's doing the king job.
He's doing the king job, yes. That's the best way to summarize it.
As Lambda does get this guy tied up properly.
I was going to do this whole thing where it's like where you actually loose enough for
Can
him
you
to
take him
escape.
to a
Then I
different room
realized
as
there was...
well?
Sorry, you're going to give him loose enough to escape?
Oh, sorry, what? Oh, no, I was originally... Sorry, what were you saying, Raylan?
Take him to another room, I assume?
Taking him to another room probably wouldn't be a horrible idea.
I don't want him to wake up and then just attack Yazoo again or, do something dumb.
Yeah.
Make sure that people are around to make sure he can't do anything.
Well, what about actually we just take Yazoo to a different room that's not actually completely
Yeah,
like
yeah.
torn the
Let's
fuck
move
up?
Yazoo. Thank you.
We'll
That's
do
a
that.
lot smarter.
We'll do that.
We'll move Yazoo,
Um,
and Barangu will be like, "Yes, we will need a new room." Yada yada. Pretty much, preferably more secure. I don't know if Barangu's the one to do that, but yeah.
I
We
don't
can.
know about. Okay. I don't know about the multiple fires, right? Or is that just me?
Zanaiko doesn't know what the follow up to that fire situation actually was.
Oh fuck, I'm a terrorist. I'm so sorry. Okay. Originally I was going to make it so that like we're
Stealing
gonna.
classified documents.
Oh shit! Actually, before Yazoo was like, when Barangu suggests moving him away, I actually, I'll help, and I help lift up Yazoo and just double check if the documents are there. Actually,
I mean, most of them are completely ruined, but they're still there.
hey, Trengaru, can you please help me carry Yazoo, please?
In other words, just for Zanaiko's sake, these people didn't care about the documents. They didn't try and kill Yazoo for the documents. They didn't know the documents were there.
I'm just just wanted to collect and confirm.
Vanguard is still unconscious.
Oh wow, sorry, damn it. If I just swipe Trengaru over Yazoo's body, does it unequip everything? I'm joking, but maybe.
You should stay here with the rest of them. There's two.
Uh-huh.
I'll make my. No, wait. We should probably move all the unconscious people with the Yazoo. Actually, let's move the
Yeah.
unconscious people with the Yazoo.
Yeah. Let me help with Yazoo though. I want to make sure he's comfy. Lambda, you could watch our guest.
I will
Yes.
take Umu. You, ma'am. Or I suppose
Cool.
Never mind. I suppose a woman should help a woman. Kind of realizing fully like.
Oh, okay, brother. You could, you could stay and watch our guest then. Yeah.
Kind of. Oh, never mind. We have to make two trips. Oh golly, we'll have to make two trips.
Unless
So
you get some
Lambda
of the
stays
actual guard
behind.
people to help.
Hmm.
Unless you actually just ask the guard people to help, like the actual.
No, yeah.
lieutenant.
Get the guards to carry people. You two stay.
Uh, no. I
I
really
know you're
want to have a
concerned
moment with
about
Yazoo.
Yazoo, but he will be fine. The more time we can
Barangu.
save, the better.
Barangu. I look him dead in the eyes. I need to take Yazoo to the other room. Please honor that.
Then I shall stay behind.
Thank you, my king. And sorry, I really needed a moment to tell Yazoo that he has. Okay, as soon as we're like out of earshot, like, by the way, the special book that Changaru ordered, I made it nice and portable through your clothes. Barangu doesn't know about it.
Neither did the assassins.
Good. So we know that wasn't that wasn't their true motive then, as they feared.
In fact, that actually makes me less concerned.
Guards, could you please stand watch over my brother as we bring in more of our wounded to this room? I get the attention of people. Be well, brother. You'll hear from me soon with much news.
Be cautious.
All right.
Yeah, is exfil.
Mind read, then time skip.
Yeah, let's do it.
What time do everyone has to leave if they have to leave?
2 for me.
2.
Yeah. Okay, this is my last second level spell. Actually, before I still have other spy stuff to do, anyone have a dagger or a blade on them? Actually, I'm gonna take his dagger, the assassin's dagger. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This one probably has poison on it. Yeah.
Yeah, double check the poison thing.
Cool.
And make sure he's not gonna
up.
bleed out from it.
I reach up and cut a portion of his hair, Here, Colson, I need you to hold on to this. This is for you.
Okay.
It's a little smell anchor for if you have to track him.
All right. That makes sense.
And then I cast light on his feet in the event that he does need a step to actually shadow step. And then I trace the dagger up from the shoes along his torso to underneath his chin, point it right at me. And then I enter, or not at me, I point it at him. And then I rend his mind with detect thoughts.
Thought. This man does not currently dream. He doesn't have any surface level thoughts.
I go through it with like zero abandon. Like I'm getting what I fucking want. My psychic presence is here to charge and like to conquer this mind right now.
What are you trying to find?
Motives, leadership, something that's the most precious thing to this person. And with my physical body, I say, I will know you better than all of your loved ones. Show me what you got.
This man doesn't have a very good life, to say the least. It's quite sad for his most precious thing that he has to him. He's a gravestone. In a
I'm on a
forest
clock.
somewhere.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's in a forest somewhere.
Name? Sorry, I'm on a clock. I don't have time to feel sorry for this guy.
The name, there's no name on the gravestone.
Okay. Feelings?
Sorrow, but not in a happy way. As weird as that sentence is.
Is he proud of this kill? If it was a kill.
No guarantee if it was a kill or not. It might have been something that someone did to fight him. Motives. It seems like his motive was. You would say it was pay, but it doesn't seem like pay. It seems like the money was inconsequential. It seems more like ownership, duty, or something. No, there's the word. Debt.
Debt. Okay.
The
I'm gonna
man
follow it. Yeah. I'm gonna find that face that he feels indebted to.
is an older gentleman. He doesn't look too good, to be honest. He's not very pretty like, but he dresses in this nice blue robe you've seen before. It's not necessarily a robe, more of a. It's like. It's forces attire. That's what it is.
Got it.
You would say it's
Enhance.
forces. He himself is bigger. He's got a bigger frame to him. And it looks like he doesn't even carry around a weapon. You're very quickly distracted. Your mind wanders just to the right. You don't focus in on him, but instead someone behind him.
Enhance.
A bloodied corpse. Drollhap Gale.
I know that name. Trollhap. Yeah. They helped us beat the bears.
Drollhap? Our buddy Drollhap? Is it dead corpse or can we tell from that? Oh no.
Does he
No.
feel did this guy do that? Or did
It's
Crime Boss do that or did Assassin do that?
from the sounds and looks of the frame, it's not even Crime Boss. Crime Boss probably ordered the hit. Zanaiko is quickly flooded with his own mind as Detect Thoughts ends. From what he could gather, Drollhap got succeeded.
He was the leader of the Eastern Forces, is that correct?
Correct.
I go from the chin to the right, which would be his left side of his face, and just draw a nice and light nick across of it, from like the ear to the cheek, to wake him up, and he probably gets poisoned. Fuck him though.
As in, you are not dealing lethal damage currently, nor are you trying to deal any damage whatsoever. You are doing it carefully and slowly enough in order to, like, not kill him as he's asleep, because he should be... Oh, no, he's sleeping. Yeah, no, you deal damage, and he wakes up because he's under a spell.
Yep. And sorry, I just wondered, I didn't actually loosen the knots. That was just hypothesis. Just to clarify.
As much.
Sorry?
I got that.
Cool. I didn't even get this fool's name, did I?
No.
Good.
As he sparks to wake.
Pretty fun poison. What do you call it?
Hand me down.
Oh. From this guy, and I take the pool of his blood and make a little sculpture of that old man that I saw. Damn, I'm fucking dark. He hurt bro though. I'm not chilling.
I definitely don't think that Berg is in the room to watch this this time as an Aiko, just out of sheer coincidence.
Colson's also going to be running insight checks as well. I hand him
He's your back interrogation man.
Sorry, say again?
He's your back interrogation man.
Yeah. So as I actually as I draw blood with the dagger, I also hand it to Coulson, so he has another scent marker, one for the poison, one for his blood, one for his hair. And also as my finger touches his, I cast guidance on him as well.
Where the person who gave me the hand you down had a little bit more hair.
You're not too close to many people, I see. But you do have a crippling debt to this old man. I bet you wish it was loyalty. That's much more honorable.
Screw honor.
Screw honor, he said?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know. For someone in your line of work, it's not much of an asset, is it?
Something killers hide behind to make themselves feel better.
And whereas you just hide behind your little shadow tricks. Don't act like you're any different. I see now that your attack on my brother wasn't personal at all. It's one grace I will give you. And I smile at him. But you know what?
I don't care who your brother is. King, whatever.
What is... So you're telling me that you're like, if you're not motivated by passion, that means you're motivated by incentive. I can guarantee that whatever incentivized you to do what you did to my brother, I could double it. What was the price? I'm like channeling all of my CEO and Kira. Let's go persuasion check, I guess, or performance, or it's not a deception, really. I'm gonna. Oh, was it intimidate? No, no. I'm gonna give him, like, I'm letting him. I'm giving him an out. I'm trying to win his rapport by not being a threat. Um, so I'm gonna do a persuasion. It's more so like, hey, if you're just a weapon, why don't like if you're not in this war for motive, you're doing it for incentive, and why not actually get something out of this instead of just dying kind of thing. So this is persuasion. Whew, 23. You could get so much more out of this ordeal than just death. And I mean that in the most sincerest way possible.
He looks like he's gonna cave to that with a solemn breath. Not that easy. Taking the easy way out for myself.
Talk about the grave. So I shouldn't intervene because you got this hands down.
No, that was good. That was good. So he's saying he can't take the easy way out? Sorry, what does he mean?
There's some other dependency that he cannot budge on.
You know what you showed me? You showed me a grave as the most valuable thing in your heart. What's his face like?
He's smart enough to pick up exactly how you got that information. Magic.
Yep. I'll let him know that, like, I know he knows. That's fine. That's good. You're smart enough to know what's happening here. You're smart enough to know who you're fucking with. Kind of thing.
You can't kill someone who's already dead.
Hmm.
I would be looking in a different direction.
That grave. Does the kill that you wanted? I say that with a question mark. Sorry, that sounded like a statement.
Kill I had nothing to do with.
And how do you feel about that?
You're the one who can see my mind. How did I feel about that? I mean,
Did I? Go
you
ahead, go ahead.
do know me better than my closest family and all.
Oh, I will. But I'm allowing you to. I'm doing you the grace. I dived in just to see who your boss was. But the pulsing in your being, the thing that you cling to, as soon as I saw that, I thought that was something more something you'd want to communicate personally. I'm going to make a deception check as if I was honoring his boundaries. Oh gosh, lying is really bad in interrogation and interviewing, just like FYI. Unless you're me. Just kidding.
Never lie. Unless you're you.
I'm joking. So now I'm trying to present a sympathetic thing. I'm trying to build allyship with this person. That's the best way to do this.
Make him feel comfortable. Make
Yeah.
him feel like you're not his friend, but you're more friendly.
I'm not his friend, but I'm his way out. Death is something that is not new to me, unfortunately. And it's still hard for me to stare out. But I will do what I need to do, especially for my brothers. But I know how much it could hurt, whether wanting it for someone else or being tortured at having to witness it in someone you love.
I can see you've had a bloodlust recently. You and that robotic kid. The one who doesn't even seem to know where he's going or what he's doing. From you. Your eyes spoke murder. From him, incredible apathy.
I won't deny
He's
it.
not one of your brothers. He's some random.
Isn't anyone who fights alongside you?
Would you like to meet
Are they not
my
brother
actual
names?
brother, Ferengu, the person who has all the honors? Honestly, I feel like Ferengu could actually get through to him just because of that overwhelming honor and honesty.
Honesty, yes. I will give it to you. You see what you've seen. But anyone who fights beside me for the cause of making this country a better place, for the cause of making the peoples I care about safe, the brothers in arms to me. I have to run an insight check. He's deflecting. He's deflecting off of the grave. I want to see if I've been made, if he saw through my lie, and also just like a general. I just want to get a general read on this person, if he's going to be cooperative or not, if he could be leveraged. I looked at Coulson.
Coulson's taking in information, but he can't convey it at the moment.
Okay. Cool. What is Zen reading though? Hard to read.
This man is very hard to read. You feel like you can get through to him. You feel like you did get through to him for a moment.
Okay.
It's not the grave. He deflected off of it, but it's not the grave. It's a herring.
Okay. Cool.
He has something else tying him down. It's not honor, it's not duty, it's this debt. It's not a money debt. So let's swing back to the debt.
Yep. Okay, cool. How did you get in this line of work? You trained for it your entire life? To be a wielder of weapons such as this? Nah, he was a shuriken guy, isn't he?
This one?
Was he?
No, this guy's the mace guy.
Oh, okay. I start holding the mace. Not even intimidating way, but just like genuinely staring and analyzing it to try to understand like what it's like to be him and to hold this.
The mace is actually Nordic made, if you'd believe it.
That's why it's so familiar. Did you go there? I the man who raised me was from the Nordic lands. I'm gonna
Sucks
totally
what
be
we're going to
besties
have
with this
to
guy.
do.
Sorry, say again?
Sucks what we're gonna have to do. I liked those people.
Have to do? How do you mean?
I guess you don't know yet. Maybe I will prove useful.
After all, I'm just a kid that glows a little too much. I'm not gonna pretend to have it all. I don't understand why we'd ever have to fight the Nords. They're so far away.
If that's a piece of information I don't see any reason to keep from you. Besides,
I
as the High
hand
Priestess, I think it's something you should probably know anyways.
the mace to Coulson and cast guidance one more time with a hand on his back. Maybe not. Sorry, because that'll repel him. But yeah, just without any repelling. So as he's talking, we have another guided insight.
The Nords, the Greek, we're going to war with them. Rumors say, at least.
Becky Durai will go to war? And I know he's meaning the Great Empire, but I'm playing into it. I want to see what he could give me.
Becky Durai. Flugami. This entire damn country. Gonna wipe them off the map.
How do you know? But why? And the Visa, I don't know what's the illusion here really, but the idea of this like hard inquisitor kind of starts to shift into this more wide-eyed and impressionable young man.
That dumb girl thinking she's a king, walking around winning the favor of everyone around her. Stark red hair, haughty laugh. She mentioned something about it. Tried to get the forces to listen. Tried to get the military to listen. Saying that we were going to be the front line to such a thing. They're gonna spring a war. Instead of us killing each other. Great Empire is going to take out everyone else that exists in this quadrant of the world. You name it. We're going to be forced by them to start racially purging anyone who has slight descendants, putting them to death.
I turn away at that. That sounds really painful, just the thought of Donavard just being hunted down.
Coulson grabs this person by the shoulder, slamming him back into the wall.
Coulson!
Just turns away. Everything he says is true. At least he believes it. Starts walking away angrily.
Bro, I literally need you here. Stop. This is in Sanako's head. I'm sorry. He didn't. How do you know that
I
this
don't
is
like
true?
that either.
How do you know that this is true? And I touched the side of his face where I made the cut, and I cast Healing Word with my last freaking spell slot. Frick. Ugh. All right, he's complying. We're rewarding him for his compliance. Oh god. Yeah, I'm okay with rolling a 1 on that. It's still a 6.
That dumb woman thinks she's king. Well, she's deluded and delusional. She's not wrong. She's not a liar. And she's been up north, at least far enough to see. Politics isn't my scan of business, but you pick up some things.
You don't
You want
seem
me to
to.
crack? I'm not going to be giving any names. No titles. But I will tell you. For all intents and purposes, I should have been dead. I've already lived up to my end of the bargain. So if you were going to kill me,
What was your plan after this? You do what you do, your job, you leave, and you'd be free of your debt? You just ride off into the sunset away from the war?
I'd be dead. None of us. None of us have anything left to live for. That's why we're here. Our lives are so... I can't curse, so sorry for breaking immersion.
It's
Effed
okay.
up that we were here. We were found one step away from taking our own hand and plunging it around our neck. One final job. You asked how I got into this business. Making deals to scrape by.
Sounds like demons. Okay. So,
In other words, do you mind if I give some pointers of maybe what direction you might want to go?
yes, please. Yes, please. Oh my gosh.
From what I understand, there's a lot of people manipulating the scenes behind the back.
Yep.
So perhaps the person who hired him
Mm-hmm.
was the same person who pushed him to this point. That is what demons do, or at least can do. Devils, more likely.
Uh-huh.
Devils do all these things, and honestly, I'm suspecting Damon. Give him something to live for if he does not have it.
Yeah.
Even if that something is revenge.
Yep. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't powerful enough to stay in your mind for very long. I didn't even catch your name. And I'm less concerned of trying to break you now. More worried that whoever is throwing around their power like this over people like you is using it to knock them down so far to make you feel like this. All I know is that I can't stand that happening to anyone.
Can I just make sure you say something like pushing you to the point of committing
Yeah.
suicide, then abusing you? Just definitely put that into his brain space. If that, I don't know what the words you said were fully, but yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like the the idea. I'm trying to get him to see outside of himself. The idea of like, oh wow, these people who are empowered did this to you, and it's likely they're going to do it to someone else. And the fact that it happened to you does 100% suck. But it sounds like the reality he's giving me is that they're going to continue to do it to someone else. And I don't know, if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't be able to handle that kind of thing.
This man has given up on himself.
Yeah.
He hasn't. I don't think he's given up on the other people who are damned with him.
Good.
But I think he's given up on pretty much everyone else under the sun.
Okay.
Just his mannerisms, the way he speaks. It sounds like he's
Defeated.
less committed to the actual person who essentially was like suicide run, and he's more committed to almost like, hey, we're all dying together.
Oh, okay.
But like some weird suicide cult nonsense.
Like nothing matters. Might as well put everyone out of their misery, kind of thing.
Like nothing matters. Me and my buds are gonna put ourselves out of our misery,
Oh,
and then we're gonna off ourselves if we survive. Which is so interesting that two of the people still tried to choose life.
yeah.
Because I guess they probably couldn't go through with it. From the sounds of it, each one of these people were sent to die, and even he tried to at least bait you off.
Yeah.
He tried everything he did to stay alive.
Yeah.
But he was fully ready to accept death. Like, he wasn't truly ready or something. There's something weird going on there.
Okay. I'm more incentivized to keep him as a prisoner then. And if he's not, yeah, I'll have to mind rend him some more. And but
I think instill him and then we'll hide him somewhere.
okay.
Like, we gotta let him steep in his own tea a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. When I was hunting you down with, what was that word you used? Robotic boy. Because like, wait, no one knows what a robot is, right?
No one knows what a robot is. No. But robotic as a term.
Oh, okay.
So it's just one of those weird server terms where you can be like, you're hit by a truck, even though there's no such thing as a truck. It just means you get hit really hard. It's one of those dumb server terms where it exists, even though it shouldn't.
Okay.
But D&D computer is odd.
Oh,
We're playing off a robot.
Got it.
Let's think of it this way: you say robot or you say robotic, but it auto translates in the server to unnatural, essentially.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
We're essentially the English dub.
Yeah. When I was hunting you down with the robotic fellow, as you said, I promised you death. But I see that was something you were willing to grant yourself. Either way. So there's not too much point in me dishing it out. Especially when it sounds you'd enjoy it much more with your comrades. But I do need the information that you have. And if keeping you alive is what is required for me to obtain that information, then I'm afraid your death will have to wait.
As he gets up and leaves, and I can remove the warning dark content of interrogation off the screen. Or is there like one last line?
I want yeah. Well, is someone else gonna watch over him? Because I don't trust that. I don't know if he has like a pill in his mouth.
Yeah. We can still have the guards and people guard him essentially.
Cool. Yeah. I'll slowly get up and back away and then eventually turn away unless he has something to say, and then I'll just debrief with Coulson and send in the guards and debrief with Coulson as well. Yeah.
1 second, I'm gonna mute this.
That's so weird. They're like kind of like zealots, but with nothing to live for in a way. Like they're willing to die for the hopelessness, which is so strange.
It's so strange, yet it's an ideology that I
Yeah.
think people actually have.
Yeah.
It's like being so content that you don't want anything more. You don't have anything left, but being so content with continuing that you've given up all care and you just keep going. It's really messed up,
Yeah.
to say the
Whoever
least.
did this like really broke these guys, which is horrible.
How do you break someone to convince them that they want to die? Then convince them to literally go against you. Or like
Hmm.
go for like work for you. Or how do you pull this off?
Yeah, no, it's messed up. I'm wondering if they might be Geost on some level too. Like I'm wondering if he can't actually physically say their names and stuff, but yeah. Can I eventually before I end my scenes, I just want to just double check if Coulson has anything to add for value in terms of what he saw.
I don't like that guy. I don't like him at all. It's,
Hey, what's wrong?
how could he just Donavyard?
I know.
Anyone that anyone?
Yeah.
How could he just be so okay with? How could he be so complacent? How could he just accept that was gonna happen, and to say that we would have to do it?
Never. I look him dead in the eyes. Never.
I'm not sure if it ever came to that would be. I don't think that's a country worth following if it makes a turn on our own.
We know better. And that means we could show people how to know better too. I think this is why us teaching others about Hokumba's tenets is so important. We don't turn on our own. And Donavyard and anyone who's come from far away to make this place their home, they don't deserve to be hunted. And they will. Look at me. They will be under Hokumba's protection. I used my last sorcery point. I'm giving him a hug so he's positively charged and we could actually hug properly. Man, that stuff is so hard. I honestly thought this would just be like going on adventures and just like killing monsters, but I honestly don't think I'd be able to handle all of this without you, Coulson.
I don't want to ever have to see you do that again.
I can't
You were
promise that.
scaring me.
Sorry, I can't promise that. And Hanako feels really ashamed. The tears start rolling down his face and he just hides it into his shoulder. And I don't know if he has anything else to say, but I think I think that's where that scene ends.
For light time skip then.
Mhm.
what seemed like a morning that would take much longer than it should have turned into a mess that would resonate not only through the local area, the land of Fu. Some of it would echo on a little further. For Barengu, the tasks in order to keep everyone rested, up and running, and ready to go took priorities. He only got to introduce himself slightly, but
Yeah, it would for the one dude with the lunge. It would be like, "Yes, I'm here. I am busy. Talk to these people."
yeah, and that was God. However, he was happy to learn that not only was Kuzu Kazalin able to join with Deuce's small band of merry adventurers, but also another person. Well, he had not seen them. Their name, Nagi Hitoroka.
Wait, but where's the one dude? Because this is the people I fought bears with, minus the person who's probably dead.
It was Drollhap and
Eli.
Kilahile, yeah.
Okay, so neither of those people. Wait, who are these people then?
Kuzu is the guy that was in the building that we got fired
Yes, yes, yes.
on the lunch meeting, and Nagi Hitoroka is someone else that they picked up.
Oh, okay, it's just some it's the other person they wanted to meet.
Yes. As for Barengu, the system Los Atos initiated proved to be incredibly useful. It was small, but just the inkling of the system was effective. It was overwhelming, but it was also something to keep to heart. Having everyone in town suddenly know who you were. Having that seeming pressure put down. But it wasn't crushing. It was heavy. Yazoo made a slow recovery, slightly, rekindling the spark in which was Lu and Boo, with a couple new sets and powers. Zanayako would continue onwards. While he wasn't able to practice much alchemy, he and Coulson, alongside little Trangaru, patrolled around finding bits and pieces, putting together the clues. It was clear that one of these people, at least frame-wise, attempted to put the forces in check. Their main suspect at the moment would be to speak the Eastern Forces leader. Of course, there's many things to do before then. And that was something that Yazoo had to be at least more able to experience. As for Umu, her recovery came swift. It was nice to know that Barengu didn't have to worry about Umu. Knowledge began to flood in. Apparently, the forces. They were doing a union event, combining some of the smaller groups into bigger ones. And while Barengu thought that it was foolery afoot. It sounded as if the man Zanayako saw, he planned to usurp the forces.
Golly.
Taking a drink.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We're gonna have a little bit of narrative. We're gonna have a little bit of narrative nature here. So bear with me a little bit.
Yes. Don't worry, you have to figure that all stuff. We should. I assume that's cue to talk. Fuck. Ooh. Hi, Diabolical. Glad to see y'all are about. How are y'all?
Oh, I just saw that comment of you said I'm either a terrorist or die session 1. I mean, sorry, I went like full like Inquisitor mode.
Y'all, like, Zanayako had, like, a thing, and things went dark. The thing is, like, Zanayako is a child, and I really love how you have that moment with Coulson of, like, just that, like, vulnerability after something. Like, you put on your brave face, you were feeling all those negative emotions, but then afterwards you were able to, like, see your friend and kind of break down a bit.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because it's a lot of pressure. It's like essentially like, oh hey, like you're 14 years old and you're like kind of have like I think 14 years old is like a really like and to have essentially a government job where people's lives are at stake. I feel like that's the conflict I've been wanting or have been trying to explore with Zanako as a character. So that's really interesting. Because like on one terms, like he really does wish we could all just sing and get along and be best friends, like he's tried to do with multiple characters. But realizing like, hey, this actually almost cost him like one of the most precious people in his life. Like, okay, I'm gonna have to turn this quotation marks kid off and get some shit done. And yeah, it was. On one level, I was like, "Oh hey, yeah, I'll make a statue of blood out of like that's flavor, And then just thinking it in like retrospect, I was like, oh. That's a lot. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna split up. Zanayako is going to be unsupervised, except with his wolf bestie, which will likely not really call him out on more shenanigans. So yeah.
Oh golly. Oh golly. That. Like, oh golly, I like y'all summarized it really well. Like Zanayako, like plot points of like.
Thank you. I also on a meta level though, I'm definitely not that I've ever interrogated anyone, but but I do read like a lot of like crisis negotiation like related media. So it's kind of like, oh, okay. I'm going to use a little bit of this of how to get information. Actually, it's found that a lot of information that comes from torture ends up being really inaccurate because the subject ends up just trying to appease and say whatever the person really wants to hear rather than actually like
people will 100% admit to a crime they didn't commit just to get out of torture.
Yeah. So I actually learned that from a podcast, so that was nice, kind of drawing onto that. The whole like cutting thing, I actually, from a spy standpoint, like before I had any context of whether this person was workable, I did want to just have multiple levels of tracking in case he did have any.
I have assumed, it was a mark. Look for somebody with a cut across their face.
Yeah. And just wanted to have different scent markers for Wolfie Boy. And also, I was like, you know what? I'll have a dramatic wake up. This is fine. And then, sorry if that was not the flavor of the stream, but I don't know. This is a server, bro.
Anything? No. Like, anything Nononokae. I believe I put in like the description. Hopefully, people read that. Like, Nononokae is to be expected that it can go very dark. I really like storylines that go into that depth. Any sexism, any torture, anything does not reflect our person. It is the characters. But it can get to very much darker tones than that. That was honestly kind of light.
That in relation to what we have seen in server, but probably like that in the stream, I think that was
If this was like this was like
yeah.
a preview of how dark it can get. We prefer it doesn't get any darker. Like that
Yeah.
this level of darkness I can like still get behind and be like, yeah. Do the interrogation,
Yeah.
save your family sort of thing.
Yeah, there's a certain level where the server can literally psychologically torture you.
Yeah, honest.
Yeah, and
So
there are
I was
some
just trying to do
things-
it back. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Any sexual content we kind of just gloss over.
We really do. Yeah.
Any sexual content, it's like, oh yeah, they woohoo under the bed sheets or something, like Sims wise or something,
Cut to black.
and then fade to black.
Mm-hmm.
Patty cake.
Roll a con save is the technical term of, yep, we aren't doing this scene.
Mm-hmm. Roll a con save. I think on some levels the way I'm trying to justify it not being meta was just trying to think of like the different, you got the understanding of people and kind of like the empathy piece from his upbringing from Danyvyard, who's this extremely like outgoing and likable and connective male role model, and then trying to fuse that with like the information gathering of Kira and the critical thinking of Kira, and then throw in the kind of like the spycraft challenge that has been CO key. So it was very much like trying to draw from all the different resources, even though he's never been in the situation. And I think that's how I try to justify the
Zanako
tactics
is a child
that I
genius
did
too.
use.
Like Zanako 1-to-1 is a child genius.
Prodigy.
Prodigy, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you're speaking again. I assume you've got things set up, sort of again.
Oh, I literally was just fixing all the tokens while I was waiting for you guys to like finish.
Oh,
Ooh,
cool.
okay.
Never mind then. That's good to know.
We're Gucci.
Yeah, just a little bit of a breather.
Yeah. All right. So I guess this is a wrap up.
Gonna be a couple scenes.
Couple scenes.
Ooh.
The few of them are actually gonna be immediately relevant, and then we're gonna hop into the side crew.
Woo!
To let everyone know, a couple days are passing.
Awesome. And like
And-
all the information we learned will be spread amongst us, so we know that it
Yes.
is like some sort of internal conflict. We all know that we know the forces was behind the assassination, but we don't know who yet. Or I guess
By the end, by the start of next game, we have actual legitimate evidence to raid the pagoda.
Oh, cool,
Oh,
awesome.
wow.
I'll let you know that
summary
it's legit proof.
Wow.
It's legit proof. It didn't sound like it, but literally the descriptor is, we don't know which of these heads, if all of them are guilty or not, but they have refused to see with us, and they have actively put both of our honor and our mark under check.
Okay.
Like that is technically where we're going to be starting,
But we have to get there.
we have legitimate clause to actually raid this place because they're not willing to comply.
We did
And
all the
listen-
politics correctly. We didn't just barge in.
Nice.
Yes. For once, we did everything correctly by the book. We figured there was a disagreement, and there was the call that we are literally going to raid this building.
And this is just not even all the forces. This is what the specific district. This is just the
It
Eastern.
is hinted that the Eastern forces, at least some of them, are corrupt.
Okay.
We are fighting essentially a bunch of corrupt forces members getting together and starting their own club.
Yeah.
Are
and,
we?
Let's do the recap. I assume we can talk about how we're doing it after the recap. I say.
Yeah, that will
Cool.
be a next time. This is just a few scenes before we
Cool.
set up to that.
And also, like, I would have communicated what I saw about Droll Hap as well. I'm not sure if we're getting justice for him, but I hope we do. But yeah, sorry. That's all I
Yes,
wanted to say.
it is one of the claims we have for them to bring to justice,
Awesome.
and they are not releasing his body. They confirmed they had his body. They are not releasing it. They are actively trying to fight with us.
Wow. Okay.
Sitting under a small raining cloud, a brisk rain washes over. A simple but incredibly tensed military compound. A woman, short-brushed blonde hair, perhaps on the tinge of white. Deep, rich, gold and silver eyes. And a blue outfit. A sword by her belt. A member of the forces. But a societal clash. An interest expressed by no one, especially those who move and walk by. For simplicity's sake, she was an extra. Someone who did not hold much of anything. Sitting beside her, a man with angry eyes and scraggly hair, strong frame, a similar blue outfit. I would have never thought it would come to this. No. I never thought I'd be wearing the blue colors normally associated. The Eastern forces either. Although changed, they hold new meaning now. I'm much more used to the blacks. You're not worried. What I'm worried about does not stem from here. It's clear that new order had to be presented. That is what we're doing. We're bringing new order. When new systems and old systems clash, conflict arises. And this conflict has been abused by greed. I was told the man I resemble most, Kilehile. He was second in command to Drollhap. The two of them were close. Some of the first people to stand against the idea of royalty. A Trilimba ideal. But it is also that Trilimba ideal that allows me to carry a sword as I do today. Yeah. Duas seems to believe that he is capable of making his new forces board. And I believe that he will be more successful than whoever's trying to do it in the top of that pagoda. But even still, I do not fully trust his judgment. I trust his judgment. I met him on a mountainside. Not once could he ever claim victory against me, despite the amount he jeered and fought. But if there's one thing he has, it's determination. I believe he's at least determined to try. If we don't try to achieve what we need, and there was not much worth in it to begin with. If we don't fight and put ourselves on the line, then we as warriors would be disrespected. My parents were part of the forces. They stood up for what we truly stand for. We make it so that this kind of corruption can't persist. But this kind of corruption can also affect our own. And this is where we were blindsided. What happens when the defense mechanism left to save our lands falters too? I wonder. Divided people and a divided interest. We will have to see. That's the end of the first scene.
Duis for Forces Class President 2022.
I do want to say that those two people in the scene were pretty much Forces members that were kicked out of the Forces because they were a woman and crazy. Were they already recruited by Duis? I'm confused about that myself.
I'm assuming the new person is Nagi Hitoroka, and the other person's Toy.
The one was a woman. Oh yeah, Nagi. Nagi was a woman, yeah.
She was kicked out presumably because she was a woman, and Toy left on his own regard because he gained the title of a demon based off of his bloodlust.
Yeah.
Both of them essentially left on their own pilgrimages for different reasons.
So blue is our side then?
The newest forces colors are very similar to the Eastern board, but are different in the way that they're a lot more complex. They're just solid, like blues and blacks. Unlike forces, which the normal cover color for the Eastern is a kind of blue and a white and a black. And
okay.
It's heavily based off of it because Duis is a biased person.
Cool.
But it's, I think, of it as the revitalized Eastern forces.
Awesome. Sounds good. Just wanted to double check because I wasn't sure about that myself.
Do you think if I have this sand gun, and if I strum it, I can shoot bullets? Like Lambda can. Trangaru stands in a small building hiding from the rain. Beside him, Coulson. I'm not sure how guns work, really. Maybe? It is a sand gun, perhaps. It would be a better question to ask her. And you can't keep stealing Zanaiko's instruments. Hmm? Ga-da-da-da-dun. Zangun. You may be having... You're an adult, Trengaru. And you're 1 year older than Zanaiko. You have to act more your age, especially when we're in public. We'd make him look bad if we did something. Trengaru? Coulson reaches out and grabs him quickly before he can vanish. That shadow ability. I think it's really cool, but you're gonna have to teach me sometime. How do you just disappear in shadows? Shadow gun. That doesn't make sense, Transgaru. I'll hold on to your shoulder, and then you won't go anywhere. We could be shadow buddies. The shadow buddies ride. We can even make a song about it. Please don't start singing again. A theme song. That's right. We'll make a theme song. So cool. Alright, fine. We can make a theme song. But I'm playing the drums. Yeah! Let's get as many people to sing along as we can. Ah, you're so persuasive. Coulson blushes, thinking about the one he loves back at home. Yeah, it's not his home, but it might be one day, and maybe. Oh, she's so cute. Arriving from the shadows, we come along. We make it power, no one can strong. Or, shadow hunters, we find you and hide you down. Your lyrics are falling off. I was thinking something along the lines of Shadow Wolf, claws at the night, and Trangaru. Well, I think we're gonna have to teach you to become a druid. And Donavyar is the best teacher for that kind of thing. You can be... You're like already like one of those like shadow members. I don't know what you're talking about. Trangaru? Beep boop. As Trangaru moves his arms in a robotic fashion before falling over. Zanaiko! Zen! Yes? This will end that scene there.
He did not say beep boop. He did not.
The question
Please.
I have
He
is,
said
did he
boop.
say
He said
beep
it's-
boop, or did a beep
he
boop
said-
come from him?
Yeah.
He said boop boop. I just said Reddit beep boop.
Oh, it's much better. He
No,
said
that doesn't
boop,
make it
beep.
any less concerning.
No. Boop beep is so much better than beep boop.
Oh, I wasn't
And he
familiar.
said
I
it with
don't-
his mouth too, so it's fine.
Yeah, he did say it with his mouth.
That's not make any. That makes it still just as concerning. Wait, he flopped over to the ground after going beep boop?
Yeah, he just flipped sideways and fell to the ground.
Oh gosh, and he made the reference of Coulson being in the darkness, organization.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he legit has plot sense. 100%.
It was a self-defense mechanism. Don't speak about the darkness. Shut down and have a stroke.
Oh,
Don't worry, Coulson won't connect the dots.
oh gosh. They're so beautiful and dumb, and I love them.
Within a small and simple cell, two men sit across from one another. Guess they ended up finding you too, Andrix. Angrix. I thought I'd get away fine. Sorry, I thought I'd get away fine. Not like DC here. She got where she wanted in the end. Bless her soul. You don't look like you've gotten much sleep. Look who's speaking. Your eyes look like they're about to fall off. And you didn't handle the mind probing very well, I take it. It was more humiliating to be shown up by children. They're adults. Sure they are. Lived too long in this world. I don't even care if there's an afterlife anymore. Blood on my hands is immeasurable. You're not about to start delivering me your life story. At least someone's going to know it. Not that it matters much. Very well. What are you fighting for? What's your debt? Would you believe me if I told you never to trust a witch? You're more stupid than I thought you were. Desperate. I'm more desperate. Stupid comes after. Yeah, it does. All of us. Big fools. I hear the other two were cut down by that demon boy. Zokai. Yeah, he's around here somewhere. Orders said that if we couldn't kill Yasu, make sure to kill every one of his retainers. A suicide mission for the suicidal. You ran away, though. A tactical retreat. I'm not going to fight an entire armed militia, even if they have no coordination. Kind of wish that Maybe in a different life. What if I became a baker? Then I'd never shop at your establishment. How rude. Your porridge is horrible. I just haven't had training with it yet. I think I'd call it a granary. It's like a granary, but with my name. I think you'd be better with Anne's Bakery. Cut off the last part of your name. Is Anne Crick's not good enough for you? I guess nothing ever was good enough for you. No, it wasn't. The two of them share a laugh, fading in and out of consciousness. Not too far away, the broken bodies of those who didn't quite get so lucky. The broken, contorted body of DCLI, and some more bodies that were completely unidentifiable. Not even necromancy could put them back together again.
We weren't the ones who did that, right?
To say the least, that's what happens when you get Toy to very low health.
Oh, they tried to kill Toy, and Toy did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
That man entirely exists under the premise of the lower health he is, the more absurd his crits become. It's if he works anything like Kilahile, it's the more you're winning against him, the more scared you have to be. Then the final wrap ups, because that's just there's a lot of side stories. I'm sorry. I want to know what the slaves are doing.
No.
Why are
I'm
you
here for it.
apologizing? These are great. I love the side stories.
Mhm.
Is the side stories going to in hell / going to hell?
We're going to hell.
Going to
I mean,
hell.
In hell, sorry. You know, I think we might be lost. We're lost. Oh gee. Whatever will we do? We've been lost down here for... I've lost count. Yes. And there's a good chance that we will encounter the demonified Vigilance. I still don't know who Vigilance is or what you're talking about. If he's fast, right? All I have to worry about is he's going to be a lot faster than me, and he's going to try and steal your sword. And if he does that, we're dead. Right? Yes. That is exactly right. I love that color you give. Anxiety? You love the color of anxiety? Because I'm pretty anxious right now. I'm also tired and worried that we're going to get our backs stabbed in by some lunatic who thinks he's our best friend. The same lunatic that preached his evil ploy to us while we were still in earshot. Is the world just dumb? Is everyone just dumb? I mean, I'm more willing to believe that you somehow had some spiritual mission granted to you and got to speak with Barengu, and I'm more willing to believe that. Am I dumb? Do I just not understand what's going on here? I don't even know how to recap this as a story when we get to the surface. If we get to the surface. I'm just afraid that one day I'll be hiding in a corner. Ah, yes, my best friend, to the nearest victim. I'm Himitabu, last name Darkness. I hide in the shadows, and then I'm gonna lead someone into a demon lair or something. Is this the fate that's gonna befall me? Most likely. And why did you shave your mustache? I feel like you're going more insane than I am. I was told it made me look like I was a child predator. Alright, moving on to the next conversation topic. What's with all these drawings you have on you? A love that couldn't go anywhere. This is one of the only reasons I believe you had some sort of space projection thing. You know that? Who said it was in space? Perhaps you have already been to one. Shut up. But of course, that would be too easy, wouldn't it? Yep. Within a single frame of movement. Himitabu drops to the ground, the both of them hearing out of the corner of their ear. Don't move. Large flashes of sparks and light fill the area, as almost lines, an after image appears. The two of them barely getting out of the way. A man, bright white hair, large, flowing clothing, a blade unlike any other, blood red eyes, horns extended, wrapping around his ears. Is this your friend? I did not speak with him once. I could not identify us as friends. Mr. Darkness, I would like to meet you. I'd like to meet you. That is the dumbest English I've heard. I'd like to meet you with vengeance. Pleasure to meet you. Now, die. With a flurry of strikes, Raku, Toshibana, and Himitabu Darkness become quickened paste. Pieces of shredded meat. Still holding on. Death from 1,000 cuts would be the best way to describe this. While none of the cuts hurt directly, the flurry was almost unprecedented. What's the matter? Can't keep up? Placing his sword back into the hilt, Raku could see the lines appear above around him. Malice radiated from this swordsman. In a quick moment, his body tore apart, blood spurting onto the ground, as his clothes started to look more like ribbon, at least those that were left. His hat shattered into many different pieces, with Himitabu coming up from behind, grabbing Vigence. He's quickly thrown off, battering against the cave wall. Ugh, the hell with this guy. Your friends suck. At best, an acquaintance. With the quickened blade, Raku moves in, slashing twice against Vigence, but his sword, it seems, just barely restricted. His skin is too strong. They gave him defense. He's a demon! What do you mean they gave him defense? He wasn't as strong as this. Vigence appears right in front of Raku, crushing his right rib with his fist, blasting him into the back wall. That's right. I've gained more power than you could ever understand. And I know someone who I'd like you to meet. His eyes drift past Himitabu. Take my hand. Raku, was it? I can give you this power and more. Compelling argument. I would have considered saying yes. But I don't think that's quite right. Flurry, dropping to the ground. Raku's hands punch upwards, smacking Vigence, not very powerfully, but enough just to get him to the other side. And if you don't want power, die with your poultry. Vigence turns around. They're gone. Himitabu and Raku peer out of a small shadow on a different floor. I really don't like your friends. Since when did it become the Albino Club? I need healing. I also might. As Raku's eye, his left one, dribbles out of his head. May need healing too. You're a freak. The cries of Vigence ring through the caves. Nice improv shadow step. I was ready to leave you behind, if it didn't work. I'm sure you were.
Is that the end of that scene, or is this dramatic pause?
No, that's the end of the scene.
So does Inferno beat his brother? Please tell me Inferno and Hill beats his brother.
We're actually going to them next, funny enough.
Cool. Okay, I thought that was like over, but okay. I see. It's over, but we're starting the next scene. I see.
Yeah, we got this scene and one more. This is the River Genessa. It has an ominous feeling off of it. I told you, it's the river to hell. Or, in our case, the closest thing that man can get to it. A demon-ridden fortress, backed within the ground. Don't try and rely on your water breathing. This is the only way I know of to get down there quickly. You better be a good swimmer with all those gills of yours. Gills don't help me breathe, but I am adept at swimming. Then you'll see what I mean. With a single hand, Inferno grabs Hill, much like a body bag. Wait! This is not reformed. I can jump in myself. With a second glance, Inferno jumps upwards, plunging himself into the river. For a moment, the two of them feel limp, as Hill notices that his face, it seems normal, not mutated like it was before. It looks like it did when he was still fully human, before being immediately swept up. Woohoo! Sorry. Woohoo! Raise your hands in the air. This is the fun part. I'm not sure what's so fun about this. Snapping back to reality. The rapids start to swell and swoop around. This is not fun at all. What is this river? I knew it. I knew to expect something. But not this. That's the part that makes it fun. Strength is nothing if you don't have a vulnerability to follow up with. I'm not sure that's how strength works. Of course it is. Being ultimately powerful in every way wouldn't be any fun, would it? There's no challenge in that. You're drifting away, Inferno! You'll make it. I'll catch you. But you won't have any of your powers. How will you catch me? It looks like that's a vulnerability. We'll have to find out. The two drift down the stream, eventually plunging into the cave system below. Final scene. Final scene. Upon a mountain ridge overlooking Trelimba, a man wipes his glasses, blonde hair, watching yet another sunset. Ah, you've come for another lecture, have you? Is it to tell me that having secrets is the bane of morality, or another empty promise? Come to pry on every single piece of my life based off of a dream you had, or a dream I had. Perhaps have you come to say something else? As Theo turns around, instead of Donavyard, it's Kira who meets his gaze. You can't be all-knowing, dumbass. So I see that Donavyard has given up for the night. No, he's not given up. That's why I'm here. You clearly won't listen to anything he says. Alright. Thank you. Kira clenches her fist. Thank you. For standing up for me. Theo's posture shifts. I haven't the foggiest idea what you mean. I don't stand up for people. I sit in the corner and sulk. And scheme. I don't think you do. I think that's just how everyone sees you. You're not nice. That's one thing for certain. But you're not a bad guy. We've seen bad guys. At least with our time here. Most of them have been nice, but we've seen villains within our time. Overall, I think you're good. And you'll find every reason to make me regret saying those words. But if there's one thing, you're not a coward. You've never been a coward. Even when you were just simply stuck in my nightmare, helping me, you never were a coward. And I know you know that Donavyard didn't mean it in that way. And you're wrunging him through like a dirty rag. And he's losing sleep over it. He may not have known you, but he cares about you. As much as I hate to say it, I do too. I'm not going to try and pry into whatever history you had with shining citadels and armor-clad metal people. Because that doesn't matter here. Even if it does come to bite us later, it doesn't matter. Your name is Theo. You're not Clarence. You're Theo. The rude, manipulative, smug-looking fool who has to be right about everything. The man who sits there, condescendingly staring off into the distance. You're just Theo. No last name, No real anything. But by association, we're a family. Whether it's retainers or co-workers or it doesn't matter what. We are a family. Your sentiment is nice. But we're not a family. We're co-workers. Besides, I wouldn't want to be in a family with you. No. I'd hate it with every second of my body. My fingers would crawl and my hair would stand on ends if I had to be in a family with you. I was going to say if you didn't want a cup of tea. But thanks for the moral decline to my own sense of worth. Really cheery of you. Even like this. We both know I'm the smarter one out of the two of us. Well, if you're going to pull like that. Yes, I do think you're more intellectually smart than I. I think you have a lot of future plans. I think that you have good ideas. I regurgitate ideas and try and adapt them into my own. I help people. And I've always been a helper. Not once have I been able to pull off many feats of my own. You wonder why I'm so schemish. I have nothing better to do. I can't even hardly put together my own projects without having someone else follow through on them. And you've just accepted that? No, I've buried it in a closet of my own emotions and hid it under an ocean of waves. Of course not. You know how it feels to only be the perpetrator, but to never hold anything of your own. I I do. I might never receive credit for any of my work beyond retainers. Not even Lord Barangu knows. I created an item that radiated magic, and history won't remember it as that. I will never be allowed to hold my own achievements. It'll always be someone else or a fake facade of me. The people I care about will know. But the creator inside of me, it hurts. How I was broken. Sometimes I wished that this system was never as flawed as it was. I wish that I could have made a difference and been remembered for it. I want the attention. I've had just a little sip of it, and it's driven me mad. I do know, to some extent, how you feel. And I understand you're not a coward. I need to make this as straightforward as possible. I hear you, Kira. I hear you loud and clear. I hear you with every single cent. And I have in my wallet every copper and silver here. Why would you ever relate it to something like money? Because money, in many ways, is a pure form of currency. It's a pure form of everything. It's a value. You can trade it for almost anything. It brings out the corruption in people. It makes others feel good. It can be given away or taken. It is an object that represents everything. And it's an object that only means something. Assuming people see value in it. Meaning one's money could be traded for anything and just so easily brought to nothing. That's just a long roundabout way of calling my methods hollow, isn't it? Of course. The first stage of a proper manipulator is making the person you're attempting to manipulate feel like you relate to them. But it's also the first step of honesty. Thank you, Kira. I will stop ringing Donavyard through, as you said. It can't be good for his heart. Sometimes people refer to you as a demon. You're far too human to be a demon. Now that one cut a little deep. As Kira moves down the mountain. Back to the home away from home. Far too human to be a demon. Isn't that right, Sio? But we all know your true name. A voice booms from the mountains. As much as you try and identify yourself somewhere else, Clarence Edgar Owen will always be the title I hold. We have not made any deals yet, and I plan not to do so in the future. Your changing voice bothers me. Papyrus. Scene.
Urgak, Papyrus? Papyrus has been a thorn in our side since, like, session 1 of Nononokae, practically. Papyrus is, like, generations ago, big demon feller who pretty much makes deals with people, screws them over, and then GTFOs. They're much more like a devil. Huh. TJ had to bonus action disengage for work, but TJ can always watch the VOD. Oh, golly.
That happened. That was an episode.
Things are looking kind of up, minus the downs they have.
Except for all the downs that they have.
Things are going well, but then the things that aren't going well in places. I'm probably gonna end stream right away, just as a heads up for people. So, like, if there's any last questions, or if anyone has, like, any concerns, feel free to ask them. If you do, if you don't, I mean, then, like, have a good day. Make sure you, do your walking the puppers, if y'all haven't done that already, and, like, self-care. If there's something in your brain space, like Sio and Kira, sometimes you need someone you can talk to about it. And, like, it's dangerous, and usually you have to wait for them to approach you, but that doesn't always happen.
Sometimes you just need to speak with the people that, you know. And other times you get your left eye jabbed out by some crazy speedster.
Yeah. Try to do your, shit... Sarge, try to get your shit together before a speedster Sonic fellow stabs you through the eye and makes you, like, have it dangling out of you. Just because you never want, like, a Sonic speedster to jab out your eye to induce character development. Like, yeah, you get a badass eye patch, but you might as well develop beforehand.
My gods, I am so worried for Himitabu and Raku. I am so goddamn worried for them.
Do we not get to know if, like, they beat the fight?
They ran away.
But Inferno was there, wasn't he?
Inferno never got there. Inferno's still on his way.
Oh, then who was behind them?
Essentially what happened was, during the final fight, Raku slides underneath Vigence. Himitabu shadow steps them to a different part of the cave. And they just have that conversation of being mince puppets while Vigence screams somewhere down the cave system.
Oh, okay, so they did hear Vigence, though?
Like, his voice just echoed away because they only shadow step a very short distance, technically.
Okay. So
Just like, God damn it, you ran away. I hate you.
Okay, I'm getting Vigence and Inferno, like, mixed up.
Yeah. Inferno and Hell just got to Hell.
I'm glad they're surviving, though.
I mean,
if they meet up, Hill is literally a healer to help Himitabu and Raku. Also, Sarge, do it! Self-care!
Himitabu still has a completely messed up body.
What BTover, what's even going on? I may have stopped following the conversation.
Don't worry, there's a lot of stuff that happened. Essentially, the 5 stories we have is the Royals, which is the main story.
Which is about to split up, but...
Essentially, the forces, aka, imagine local military, police force, they have revealed to be our enemies, attempted to assassinate Yazoo, the general, and are making our lives difficult, and we are going to be laying siege to the pagoda where all their heads are grouping up. Technically, there's a lot going on. All you have to do is concern yourself with the one.
That's the main
Yazoo
one.
has a broken rib and a hard time to move. Barengu's essentially being super unity leader, and Zanaiko's trying to peel as much information before the pagoda raid as we can. They've killed one of our good friends that we met forever ago, a guy named Drollhap, and they're trying to take over the military by force. Yeah. No. Probably.
It's like this whole game is like it's not always politics simulator, but this game is turning into politics simulator. Everything else, because we have a bunch of retainers just off and like doing their own thing. These people don't have like much. They don't have any impact in the plotline you just heard, and have like more things.
They are literally just let's figure out the NPC is what they're technically doing at the same time.
Just because it's so much, I'm trying to keep my Discord updated in like the lore so far section of Nononokae with all the stuff, but like honestly, it's not that great. And an expert recapper like 15 Justin should do it.
I'm an okay.
Better than me.
Just short format. It's a short format. Even more so, all you really have to do is pay attention to the Barengu group. Barengu, Yazu, and
Yeah, I'll play but that day is not right now. I'm probably gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for all the supporters, and Alan, I'm still confused whether or not you need the first badge, or if you have that and it's just not showing. I assume you have it and it's not showing. But have a good night. Like, yeah, still self-care.
Dictatorship kind of sounds like slavery from Kira's point of view.
I mean, it
oh,
kind
I
of
just
is.
read that.
Good night.
Good night.
Glad to hear you got it. Alright. Right, I need to actually do something. I'm gonna mute myself and then play some music and pretend that I'm like just gone. And yeah. And not just, keep on saying stuff until like, stuff happens. Yeah, night.
Indeed. Oh.